Hey guys, I'm PM Asher,
And I'm Blacksmith.
and we're here for your patch reveal stream. So these are actually really fun. I know you guys just got to see the update video, but we're actually going to be playing the patch on the stream today. We're going to be going over a whole bunch of the new features in the game, and I think it's really exciting. So what do you guys think of that trailer so far? What did you think of it?
I thought it came together really well. Nice to see everyone's efforts just coming together. Super excited to see what you guys think of the weapons when you guys get to play with them.
Yeah. So if you guys can see right now, if you guys are new to the stream, you see this nice, lovely picture of the Squire boxers up on the screen. That's because you can win those during the stream. So if you type in hashtag DD2 during the stream, that'll put you in the contest to be entered to win. And then every 10 minutes we give away a code which you can use to redeem in the game for the Squire underwear. If only you could wear the Squire underwear with his new costume. He probably is under it.
I mean, underneath. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So we're going to go over things. So first, before we start going over all these awesome, juicy details in the patch, and Butter here actually plays for you, first we're going to talk a little bit about the Awakening weapons. So probably many of you know already, but we have all of these awesome Awakening weapons. We're calling them the Galactic weapons in the game. And when you load in, which you're going to see right now, you'll actually see them in the tavern. Now, how is the War Cache, the present, going to work?
The way it works right now, we wanted to give you at least one of these as a holiday gift, right? So you go up to the tree, you activate that little present that's sitting underneath it, and based on the hero that activates it and the eye power of that hero, it's going to generate one of those weapons for that specific hero around that eye power range. So if you really want it for like your high level Squire, or if you're leveling up an apprentice, make sure you open it with the right hero, and then you'll get one for free based on that.
So basically everyone, if you come log in during the Awakening event, which starts next Tuesday, you'll be able to get one of these awesome Galactic weapons. And then to unlock these weapons from actually dropping in the game, that's going to be based on how many of you guys join the Steam group. So we've already gone from 50,000 to 90,000 today,
already,
which is pretty crazy. So congratulations, guys. That's awesome. And I believe that it'll be pretty shortly after this patch goes out, probably that will hit 125,000. I'm pretty sure once everyone gets these weapons in their in their inventory and they find out they can unlock the rest of them by joining up the Steam group, we're gonna get a ton of people.
Hopefully. And I mean, at 125,000, we unlock probably what I think is the coolest weapon, which is the one you see Butter playing with now.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, boy.
Yeah, so that's the first one in. So can you tell us a little bit more about what these weapons actually do?
Yeah, so we've been thinking about a lot, these cosmetic weapons that have like, kind of like weapon skinning, how we want to handle it. And what we decided to do is these weapons, they drop in the world. We're not going to let you obviously buy them and whatnot. But the way they work, when they do drop, they have a chance to roll any of the existing builds that exist in the game. So, for example, this weapon can have the Splody Harpoon on it, or it can have the spooky version, the axe build item on it. And that way, basically, if you want to equip that weapon for your hero to complement your build, just go find it, play with it, and you'll take it from there.
Yeah, it's definitely, man, just even looking at the whole thing together, I'm
it's
like, man, that
gorgeous.
skin with that weapon looks really cool. I actually think that the Blaster Caster was one of my favorite ones that were fully implemented. Maybe you can show it being shot on some of the dummies for a second. It's actually, even though it doesn't look like it, it's surprisingly accurate.
It's surprisingly accurate.
But you just gotta love the effects for that weapon.
The VFX and the sound, and maybe you can't hear them now, but obviously the sound really sells this one. Feels really cool.
It's fantastic. Oh man, you're looking at the snow. So cool. So guys, you'll be able to come up to the Christmas tree here when the patch goes live on Tuesday and get your first Galactic weapon. And then feel free to jump in and join the Steam group so we can unlock the rest of them for everyone. So all of these weapons, these can only roll as the Betsy ones, right? Or not the Betsy ones, sorry, but the main build ones.
Yeah, the main build ones, like the spooky ones and the first 4 builds that we released, like the Splody Harpoon, the Blaze Balloon one, things along those lines. Frosty Power as well.
Yep. But what we're going to get to showing you actually right now are the new builds.
The new builds.
So why don't we jump into a map and kind of start to play with those and talk about those a bit. So these are all the weapons that you're going to get for actually beating the Harbinger. And can you explain a little bit how they drop and how likely people are to get them and those kind of things?
So when you beat the Harbinger, who I'll try really hard not to call Carl, you'll basically you'll be guaranteed to get a weapon. It's not going to be guaranteed for your hero, but you'll get at least one of those weapons. But the interesting thing to note this time. Usually what we do with these builds or with these like unique weapons, we either say, this badge is defense focused or this badge is hero focused. What we did now, there's actually a defense focused version and a hero attack focused version. So the sword that drops or like the magic staff that drops, you can get one that is meant for the hero, the apprentice's ability power, or one that's meant for the arcane barrier. So there's 2 versions of each weapon. So it's like double the builds.
Okay, cool. So we have basically 8 new builds that are going to be in the game right now. Which one do you think is going to take over the meta after this patch goes live? What do you think?
I'm probably hoping the training dummy will get massive appearance going forward, especially because of the ability to teleport the enemy back to the spawner again, have it go through the gauntlet. So the idea of kind of setting up this attrition-based build and having enemies walk through it and only to get teleported back and go through it again is pretty interesting.
So yeah, so why don't we load up actually, we can equip the Squire build. Butter has all the builds with him right now. We made him sit here and play all day to I'm just kidding. Get all the builds. And now we're going to show them off. So cool. So what kind of things do you think you should use to set up to demonstrate to people? Obviously the training dummies.
Training dummy would be cool, setting those up. I do think if you can play with like defense, either playing with the Squire or with the Apprentice, or at least showing off the Apprentice doing that cool meteor shower, because that's probably one of the more satisfying ones to play around with. And setting up a couple of geysers to see that spike come off, and maybe a few lightning auras to see the defense versions. That would be cool. But either play with the Squire or the Apprentice. That would be my vote.
Okay, so definitely let's do play with the Apprentice, so that way we can show off his new mana bomb, which looks awesome. And then do you want to explain what that does for a little bit? I believe that is called the Harbinger's Bombardment.
So basically what happens is he does the same mana bomb, but immediately once you start casting mana bomb, it'll put a shield on you, and then it'll protect you from, I think, the majority of the damage, if all of the damage that you're about to take. And then what happens is if enemies hit you, they take they get a dot that burns them over time. But once you slam your staff down, a big portal opens in the sky and it drops around 15 or 16 meteors, and where they impact, they deal a great deal of damage. I think Butter is about to potentially show you how that looks like.
Yeah, why don't we take a look at the mana bomb ability, and then as he sets up the map with the training dummies and everything.
So there's that shield, and then things are falling.
Yeah, and if you look up in the sky, you can actually see.
Oh, it's gone now.
Oh man.
Next time, get that cooldown down.
Yeah.
Dang cooldown.
All right.
Why don't we show off some of the other ability ones really quick before we get in the match? So yeah, so her concussive one, so this is called the Shards of the Harbinger.
Basically, when you fire concussive shots, there's that stream. You'll see where that comes from when you fight, obviously, the Harbinger. You kind of saw it a bit in the preview. And then they deal damage, and then they shatter and deal damage again in an AoE.
Yeah, so those look really cool. I think I'm actually really excited to use that one. Just feels like it would be super useful. It's like piercing shot times a million.
Hopefully.
It's great.
It also does, I think, unresisted damage as well, which is a first. That one kind of has a cool kick to it. Basically, when you do pole smash, it drops the fist of the Harbinger, and then it leaves a decal on the ground, and then after a bit, another uppercut comes out. And the cool thing about it, the more you attack, are you sure you got the... Maybe that's the defense version. But
That might be the defense version. Yeah, this is like...
But basically, the more you attack and hit enemies, the cooldown of the pole smash kind of resets and resets and resets. So you're smacking it, you're knocking enemies up with it, you're seeing that cool effect, attacking, resetting it, and taking it from there.
So guys, this comes out next Tuesday with the Harbinger Awakens patch. You'll be able to farm all of these weapons and get your free Galactic battle weapon.
You gotta kill the Harbinger, though.
Come on, Butter, let's see it.
I don't have the...
Oh, no.
I got 2 defense versions.
Damn it.
All right.
Sorry, guys. I'm sorry.
Guys, you'll have to wait.
Just imagine a fist punching the ground and then uppercut.
People are freaking out about the stat numbers.
Stat numbers.
That's good.
Yeah.
All right, sweet. Well, yeah, let's set up this map and get going. And in the meantime, what you guys are going to see shortly is some of the many loot changes in the game with this patch. So with the Harbinger Awakens, we're calling it Loot V2.
V2.
Can you tell us what Loot V2 is?
Yeah, we focus more on the quality of the loot. We've had this problem for a while. We talked about it a lot, where there's a lot of passives and a lot of stats, and they combine in very interesting and unique ways, and you end up with...
And then Darian says that you love fisting.
Very nice, yeah. The idea, basically the gist of it is, You had a very slim chance to get exactly what you wanted to do. So the way we solved it early on as a band-aid, we kind of gave you a whole lot of gear. Now we have a new system that's a little bit more intelligent. Based on the stats that are on the weapon, it looks for passives that complement it. Okay. So you're more likely to get what you want quicker. So you'll see less junk loot and more loot that is, more specialized for you and for exactly what you want. We still have even more stuff planned that's potentially more exciting in a future update, but for now this is a really good next step, hopefully, for the system.
And right now, is the stuff dropping just for the character you're playing as, or is for everyone in your deck?
Right now, it's only for, or the majority of it is for your character. And there's like a 40% chance for other characters. In a future update, we'll be addressing this specific issue that you're talking about.
Okay, and then taking that a little bit further, I think we've also made a bunch of changes to the vendors with this patch.
Yes. The blacksmith and the relic vendor, they finally generate items intelligently around your item level, and not just for like one hero, it's for your entire deck. So as you're leveling up, the blacksmith and the relic vendor, they'll always be relevant up to a certain point. Obviously in Nightmare 4 it's going to fall off because that's where you're going to have to play the game and gather the gear that you need. But all the way up to that certain point, gear will be generated always around your hero, very similar to the present, right? When you open the present, it's based on the heroes and the eye power of that hero.
Cool. So basically, you'll finally be able to go to the shop and find stuff that you may or may not want compared to.
And there's going to be a lot more items in the shop, which is also sweet. In this update.
Awesome. So what else should Butter build in this match? Show off some of the new.
Since we couldn't see the awesome fists, I definitely encourage a lot of lightning auras or lightning strikes auras. 1 or 2 geysers obviously is going to synergize well with that, and make sure.
Do you have LSA?
I'm checking. No,
you should.
I don't.
What? Oh my God, Butter. If only there were some cheats you could invoke. But it's fine.
I mean, I can't.
It's a shame. What else? Where else can you put? Definitely geysers. Make sure you put a good chunk of geysers.
Yeah, maybe even more. So now the training dummy stat. Can you explain how that works to teleport people back, and then maybe he can set up the geysers and to play off of that?
So the way it works, there's a chance for enemies that as they hit the training dummy to kind of invoke this portal, they'll absorb them and send them back to where they spawn. They won't reset health-wise, obviously. So whatever health value they had, they're going to walk down the same gauntlet again. So the idea here is, set up a cool attrition lane, put your training dummy at the end of it, and basically watch as enemies gradually start teleporting. The chance, I don't remember what the chance was, but it should be decent enough that you guys actually get to see it. I would encourage using a bunch of them geysers, though, and seeing those cool spikes, though.
Yeah, so let's get a bunch of geysers on the map, and then... and we can kind of get that going down the whole lanes or however much mana you have, and then is one training dummy enough, or should we place multiple?
If you want, you can place like two or three side by side. I don't think you need a blockade, but having one there just to be safe for this showcase might work. It might work best. That's a very cool jetpack she has on her back.
Oh yeah, so all of the Awakening skins, and I know some of you were asking if there's a pack. There will be a pack. We're going to talk about them more a little bit later, but they all have their own kind of unique twist to them that you'll see here. So you can see
she has a cool jetpack.
Yeah, the Huntress's Awakening skin has a cool jetpack, which is pretty awesome. Sweet. So while we're setting up the map before we get into the combat phase, let's talk a little bit about the Endgame changes. So what's changed?
What has changed? Yes, we've known for a while that the kind of 38 to 50, once you hit like level 38, the grind becomes really real.
Unreal.
Unreal.
It becomes unreal.
I was talking with Jason, who was leveling up a new hero here internally, and he was telling me, man, he hit that 38 wall, and it was just grueling and excruciating. So what we're doing now, we're unlocking Endgame at around level 40. So you can jump into Endgame, start playing easy, normal, hard, gathering experience, getting cool, new, higher eye power items, and that'll potentially help you progress a good bit faster. So definitely accessing Endgame at level 40, we hope will help alleviate the issue that we have.
In addition to that, so people are basically going to be able to now, before when you got to 38, you basically couldn't find any new loot for your character.
That was the most annoying part. You would basically max out the experience that you had, but you max out the loot that you had, but you still had a whole lot of experience you needed to get, and you weren't getting any upgrades, and the game kind of slowed down really slow. So the idea is, we said, enough with all that. You jump into Endgame at level 40. You're gaining more and more items. Obviously, you're still progressing in gear, and so you just keep playing and hopefully having fun, and we'll take it from there.
Sweet. All right, so I think we're about to start the match. But right before we do, let's talk about the winter event, because they're going to see some of this stuff dropping. So what is the winter event? How does it work?
So some maps is obviously really chilly in certain parts in Etheria. You'll see the snow maps that Butter is playing on now. There's a chance for a set of very specific lockboxes to drop, and if you open them, they have like seasonal effects or seasonal accessories inside them. You might have seen them as well in the preview video. There's also like a very rare chance when you kill the Harbinger to get a golden or a very special lockbox that has a chance to contain, or actually entirely contains, a skin as well. So make sure you watch out for that every time you kill the Harbinger.
Yeah,
and these
if you
are
guys find that, you're definitely going to want to open it. And I know we've gotten a couple of questions on the stream already about duplicates and lockboxes. Yes, lockboxes do have duplicates. It's something that we're aware is kind of a painful issue right now. It's one of the reasons why opening lockboxes are so cheap.
Yeah.
So it is definitely something we're going to look at in the future. But in the meantime, the winter lockboxes, they do have how many accessories per hero?
4 or 5, if I remember correctly.
So they have multiple accessories each per hero. So you saw those in the video we showed you earlier. There's like Santa Claus hats and winter helmets and also like these big what do you call them? Carrot noses.
Carrot noses
for the characters. And then there's also for the first time we're doing accessories for some of the costumes. So the Ninja Monk gets a really cool reindeer accessory. I think we did one for the Steampuncturist and one for the other costumes. So if you guys have the costumes, definitely take a look at some of those things.
Yep.
I'm getting distracted by the cross over here. Okay, so I really want to see this teleport.
You see them spinning
action
already. So the first thing that they do is they fire crystal shards that deal damage, additional magical damage on top of that stuff.
How obvious is the portal going to be when it opens up?
It should be pretty obvious.
All right, let's just let them walk into it and see.
See what happens.
Yeah.
Cool purpley effect.
6 accessories per hero.
6 accessories per hero, says the mysterious voice in the corner.
Says the person in charge for the accessories. All right, well, while we're waiting, we have a couple questions that we want to go over. So, guys, we take questions from the comments every time. So if you guys have questions, please ask them. We'll also go over questions from the forum. So if you didn't get to ask the question you want and you want to ask them, you can visit DungeonDefenders.com, check out the forum and ask some questions. So our first question is, will we be seeing more stat options in the future, such as defense speed and range, as well as build and repair speed on gear?
Yes, potentially you'll be, not as stats, but as, passives. We're going to be continuing down that road, and potentially skill spheres as well.
And in relation to these particular builds, I'll ask a follow-up question. So is there a way to increase, so how would you increase the likelihood of the training dummies teleporting enemies?
Basically, if you want to increase, it's always going to drop within a range, right? So it can, let's say, it has a passive that says, oh, there's a chance for it to be, for a 5% chance for something to happen. That 5 is not fixed. It'll be between like maybe 5 and 10 or 5 and 15.
Okay.
So you can just keep playing and hope you get an even better version for the time being.
And then is it also scale based on some kind of stat that you have that makes it more likely to happen?
Stat that you have, some of them yes, some of them no. The description usually kind of explains it, like, for example, a lot of things when they deal damage, it says, it does 300, 450, 1500% of your defense power as damage, or this stat as damage. So some things do scale off of your stat.
We have a question from the comments. This is from Gilthanis, which says, are you implementing the fixed drop rate for the Ramparts bugged rate for weapons for this patch?
The fixed for the Ramparts?
The Ramparts weapon dropping more often in Ramparts.
That one we're still kind of investigating. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. I don't think we fully addressed it now, but we'll see. It is definitely on our list of things to fix.
Sweet. All right, so next question. Will we be seeing more nightmare difficulties in the future?
Yes, in the far future. As we talked about this a lot in the future Devstreams, we don't want like Nightmare 5, 6, whatever is coming down the line to just be, oh, they have more health and they deal more damage. We want to introduce more interesting challenges through the game. And
the next question is, are the tower damage formulas publicly available? And if so, where can players find them?
Publicly available, our Wikia page might have them. I believe they might have them. There's nowhere else that I think potentially you could have them. We've never, I think, publicly said what the formulas are, but obviously, there's a lot of people out there that kind of can extrapolate this information and post them. I would definitely check Wikia and see what they have.
And then we have a question from Kelvin Dubon from the comments who says, will there be a way to get more tokens instead of just through dailies or monthlies?
Tokens, right now you can kind of also get them by farming in Onslaught. In the future, we potentially might want to do something different with that token system. But for the time being, you can go play Onslaught. After a certain round number, I think it's like round 10 or 5 or something like that, you start to get tokens instead of gold.
Mm-hmm. So this next question is about the DPS Huntress.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, it says the DPS Huntress is really overpowered. It's stopping a lot of people from playing other hero classes. Are we going to fix this class balance?
Yes, we're always kind of looking at class balance. Sometimes we focus on it a lot in an update. Sometimes we focus on it a little. Now, obviously, we focus on it a little bit, not too much. So the good news, at least in this update, there's going to be 4 potential new build items that target at heroes themselves. So those other heroes can be relevant again in DPS for DPSing. For the Huntress herself and her particular issue, we're going to look at that and kind of balance it out a little bit more.
And then we have a question, and will that be in this patch or will that be in a future?
In a future patch, the balancing for the Huntress.
Okay. And then we have a question about tower skins. When are we going to add tower skins?
Hopefully soon. We've been talking about them very seriously for potentially, the coming early part of next year. We'll see when we actually manage to get them in.
Sweet. Squishy Wa asks, could the dummy portal chance start at 5% and then grow in percentage chance for each hit? It doesn't summon a portal.
It doesn't grow, no, but obviously the more things it hits, it's rolling multiple times already. So there's that.
So the
it
more
doesn't
of them
roll
you
up.
set up, and then the more
of them you set up, the more enemies it hits, the higher the chance for it to kind of happen.
Cool. All right. So the next question is, will combat logs ever be implemented into the game that users could extract from a file and parse the data?
Maybe. We've never really kind of talked about it. It's such a very specific thing for us that our focus is really elsewhere right now. But there is potential in the future to add something like that. It could be cool.
Mm-hmm. And then, will a pseudo gating system ever be implemented into the game, so that if I'm playing Quick Match Nightmare 4 Incursion, I don't get fresh level 50s that are just looking to leech?
We're talking about that a lot now, and we're taking it very seriously. There's potentially some things in the next update that will hopefully make that potentially easier for you guys, or at least easier for you guys to find groups of like-minded people.
So Soul Piece, yes, this is the new Huntress Awakening skin that's coming out next Tuesday with the patch. I think we also had a question with, oh man, where did it go? About NECD, about lockboxes stopping to drop duplicates. It is definitely something that we're going to look into in the future, but with this patch, the lockboxes will still be dropping duplicates.
For the time being.
Yep. So you've been saying that you're talking to solutions for the hero deck internally for a long time now. Has anything come of these discussions, and when can we expect to see some changes?
Yes, a lot of stuff have come from those discussions. The thing that we're currently working on involves hero deck improvements.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of other things that we want to do for the hero deck that won't be part of potentially the next update or the next major release that we're currently working on. But obviously the next major release will have some of the major complaints that you guys have had will hopefully be addressed. So it's sooner than you might think.
Awesome. All right. And then the next one, is there a max level for the present under the tree? Speculation is a max of 700, but others said it is based on your highest character if you use them to open it. So if I have 100 set I power 740, will the present be at I power 740?
There is a max. It's based honestly on the shop. Very similar to how I described the blacksmith currently works. What currently happens is after a certain point it just caps out at a certain range. Mm-hmm. So I would definitely have to check what that exact number is, but there is a number that it caps out at.
And then can there be an apprentice build that makes the mana bomb more viable?
Well, there you go. There's one right now.
Are there any plans to offer option to turn off the step forward mechanic during melee combat?
No, we've talked about this one a lot. That's not something we'll be doing.
Mm-hmm. And then, are you guys going to be introducing a new enemy type soon?
Soon is questionable about what you mean by soon. Soon TM, yes. So we will be introducing new enemies soon TM.
Mm-hmm. And finally, oh man, we got through all the questions during this segment.
Yeah, we did it.
So guys, we're going to have Danny Araya on next. We're going to talk more about the Harbinger and his patch. But just to wrap this up, so if there's going to be less overall loot but better quality, does that mean it will sell for more and will we still get the same amount of money? If not, do you plan on increasing the sell prices to keep us getting the same amount of money for the same amount of time?
We do plan to adjust the economy prices once we're sure that this is the approach that we want to take, or this is the path that we want to take going forward. Yeah, so we'll see. Definitely, we don't want to leave you guys with less gear, so less gold.
Perfect. All right. So before we transition, in summary, what would you say is your favorite part?
Favorite part would have to be fighting the Harbinger and getting these cool weapons.
Yeah, I actually think the Harbinger weapons turned out really, really cool. Are you using the DPS one now?
Yes.
You should totally use its stats. Some concussive shots. Do it. Use it on the mage. Even though it's for fighting a whole line.
There's an ogre somewhere you should probably
No,
find.
he got teleported all the way back.
Look at that.
Don't worry about it.
So we have a question about the oh man, the ogre got teleported back?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Sweet. That's exactly what it's for. We've got a new ogre crusher here. It's the little training dummy. So we had a question about the jump animation for the Huntress here. So this is actually the same jump animation as normal, but yes, the jetpack does have really, really awesome VFX that make it feel way cooler. And yes, this is a part of the Awakening skin. Perfect. All right, thanks Dan for coming on.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Now, same name but different person. So over to Danny.
What's up, internet? I'm Danny. You know, every time I watch Dan get on the stream and he's like, I'm Blacksmith, what's up? I feel bad because I have no nickname. I'm
You
just
don't
like,
have
hi
a
guys,
nickname?
I'm Danny.
What was your middle school nickname online?
I never had a middle school.
That's
Actually, I
a
did.
lie.
I
You
did have
definitely
one.
did.
But let's
Yeah,
not
what is
let's
it?
not talk about that probably because it's really embarrassing.
No, now we need to know what it is.
I don't even. I know I had one. I don't remember what it was. I
Everyone's
think it was
middle school nickname is really embarrassing.
Yeah,
so what was
absolutely.
yours?
I don't want to go into it. I kind of want.
What
to
was
ask,
it based on? What properties was your middle school nickname based on? Or was it more of like an emotional type thing?
No, it was probably based on Final Fantasy VII. So I don't remember exactly what it was, but I can.
It was like Yuffie Lover 555.
Yeah, it was probably like Sephiroth, some numbers after that, or like Lord Sephiroth, or some stupid thing like that.
Lord Sephiroth.
Yeah, I'm sure
That
it was
was
something
what-
like that.
That
I was
what
really into that
12-year-old
game.
you was like.
I mean, like it was appropriate for the time. Should ask the community for a nickname.
A new so guys, if you can come up with a nickname for Danny.
I regret. I read immediately
Please
after the
do.
words left my mouth. I felt this wave of regret.
What did you think?
Someone says
Speak really
One
well.
Punch Man. Have you watched that yet?
Yeah. That's
I think
funny.
that
I think
one
about
works.
that. That's funny.
All right, cool. So first we're going to talk about the Awakening costumes and pets. We've kind of already shown them off of the stream, but we'd love you to talk kind of about the inspiration for some of them and then what makes them each cool and unique.
The inspiration was that movie Creed, you know, the one with Michael B. Jordan coming
that's
out.
a good movie.
Yeah. We just really wanted to make them super badass. We play a lot back and forth between balancing funny skins and then more badass cool skins. And for this one, we want to go kind of full force badass with it. And a lot of them are based off of the Harbinger. I'm not sure what's been shown so far with the Harbinger.
Not a lot. Just what was in the trailer and the map a little bit.
Okay,
We're going to talk about it a little bit later. We're still keeping it a little bit under wraps. So guys, we are not going to be showing you the boss fight today. And we just see the subscribe. No, I'm just kidding. So we do. It's really fun. Take place on airships. It's going to be awesome. We're going to talk about it in a minute. Show you some screenshots and stuff. But we want you guys to experience that for yourself. So we're going to keep it a little bit under wraps.
Okay. Well, so then, in that case, I'm not going to get too specific, but a lot of it's based off of the Harbinger and characters from the Harbinger story arc, and I don't want to kind of get too far into detail with that.
Actually, the Shinobi
The animation.
monks run. So if you run around with him for a second, I know people have already seen it, but you can just see how cool he looks.
Yeah, it's really
Yeah.
awesome.
Everyone's going to have to unlock these weapons.
Where are they at right now? It was like, what,
We're
890?
at 90,000 now.
90,000.
Yeah, so we're getting closer and closer to the 125,000 mark,
Cool.
which is really, really exciting. And then we also have 4 holiday costumes. So these are
That's
really
right.
exciting. We haven't shown them yet. I think we're going to show them soon. Do you have, or do we need to? Oh, perfect.
Yeah,
Here
there
we
you
go. Okay, cool. So do you want to tell everyone a little bit how these costumes, where they came from, what they're for?
Sure. So this is the holiday costume pack, the Humbug pack, and well, we were just like kind of brainstorming around about what to do with the holiday season, and our first impulse was like, like Santa theme and Rudolph and stuff like that. But we kind of figured, we felt that would have been a little bit on the people have done that before a lot and done that, I've seen it before. So Rusty, one of our artists, had the great idea of doing something themed around the Christmas Carol. And so he took it, and Rusty did all these costumes, and he just absolutely ran with it. He Dungeon Defenders-ified it, and he added lots of cool character to it, like the candles on the Squire's head, and it came out really, really cool.
So yeah, this is the Humbug holiday skins, and what's really cool about these costumes is that they'll actually be available in the winter lockboxes.
Yeah.
So the winter lockboxes for each hero, when you come into play, you'll have a chance of getting the costume, which I think is really exciting. I especially love the Apprentices. I think that one turned out super cool.
That one came out really cool. I think still my favorite is Candlehead Squire, because I love silly stuff like
and then we can see here, these are actually we flashed them on screen quickly. Flashing all the screenshots on screen, you can see the accessories that you can get from the lockboxes as well, which are really cool. So yeah, so I think it's gonna be a really exciting winter event to see from you guys. It'll be fun. I think this is the first time we've really had these fun things in lockboxes. Now, all the Humbug Holiday Pack and all of these winter accessories are only going to be available until January 12th. So you get to come, you get to play to get them now, or if you'd like, you can pay to open the lockboxes either way. And then on January 12th, we'll be ending this event, and just like the skeleton skins that we had before, if you got them, then you have them and you're awesome. And if not, then you'll have missed out. Hey, my ranger has a red nose. Yeah, so I think these turned out really well. I actually think those are some of my favorite accessories in the game so far.
Yeah, the pieces are really, really cool.
All right, guys, it's time for our second, I think this might be our last contest, actually, of the stream for the Squire Boxers. Sorry,
it made me laugh when I saw it earlier.
Yeah. So we are going to set up the map. We are going to play another wave or two before I leave. I'd like to take the rest of the stream to ask some questions. I want to remind you guys now, we do have the Social Tavern on after the stream. It's always really exciting. It's when our Casters Guild, are a group of streamers that are really into Dungeon Defenders 2. They're going to talk about what we showed on the stream. They're going to talk about all the different things that are in the patch, and it's a really exciting chance to get to interact with all the different community members. I think they're going to have a lot to talk about with the Awakening costume pack and the Harbinger and all the really fun stuff that's coming out.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's going to be a super exciting stream, so please stay tuned for that. Remember that the Harbinger Awakens patch does come out next Tuesday, December 15th. Yeah, so that will be really exciting. This will be our last stream of the year. So,
oh no.
I know, it's sad. I know, I've been waiting till the end of the stream to say that. So guys, we do have the last codes for the day is going to be 1,000 gems. So that's $10 worth of gems. It's really, really exciting. So make sure to stick around till the end of our streams to get the big jackpot prize in the future. We'll pick those back up next January. The next stream will be on January 7th. So we do have break at the office from Christmas onward till the end of the year. And we're actually starting on the next big patch.
Yes, we are.
On Monday. So we're going to have a lot of fun stuff to tell you guys about that when we come back. I know that we have shown off some skins in previous streams that aren't releasing with this patch, but the skins that are releasing with this patch, for those of you that are asking, are the Awakening pack and the Humbug holiday costumes.
Yep.
What's your favorite thing about the Harbinger Awakens?
Probably definitely the story cinematic stuff. I mean, it was such a huge effort, so it's just super rewarding to see it all come together and see how it when you're like in the middle of it, you get tunnel vision and you can't really see it for what it is. So you have that moment where you can step back and look at it objectively. It's just nice to see
really
it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I definitely think it added a lot. I'm always like, oh, well, what? I was like, why don't we have these throughout the whole game?
Right? We should have more.
Always. So I know we're getting some questions, a couple questions here that we've seen a lot. So one question is about the soft cap that's being added to stats. Unfortunately, Dan already left, so I don't want to take his words to explain it exactly, but there is a kind of system being implemented to kind of limit the power of some legacy gear that people have. So there are some stats on items that were from legacy gear dropped really high. People still had that, so there is clamping going into effect. You can find out more information on that on our forums, or we'll be releasing full patch notes on Tuesday with the patch, so you'll be able to find those on our website as well, and those will have the nitty-gritty details on how the stat clamping system works. Does the new Huntress weapon skill affect sticky nades? I believe it stacks, so I believe that you can use both. Is that correct, Butter?
That's what it looks like.
Cool. All right, oh man, these are some questions. Are we
Are you
going to be
winning?
looking into raising pet affection levels? I think we're going to be doing a lot with pets in the future.
Yeah.
So we are fully aware that pets are, we're slowly trying to pull out a lot of the grind in the game. We really want to make it more fun, more accessible for everyone. Just when I say accessible for everyone, I mean just no grind. It's not
Right.
fun when it's like, well, the difference between me and you is that, you beat your head against the wall for an extra 20 hours. So we are going to be kind of trying to pull that stuff back. So that's why you now unlock Endgame at level 40. When you hit, right when you hit there, you don't have to grind. You start to get new weapons and new items. You can continue the fun on. We think that's really cool. We're going to be looking into pets and other things as well. A bunch of questions about tower skins. So yes, so there will be tower skins in the game in the future.
Yeah. I mean, have they ever? I don't know if we've.
No,
did we ever release?
we
We did
never
some
showed-
sketches
Yeah.
and some concepts. I don't know if we've ever shown them, but we're definitely talking about that a lot.
Make up
lately.
a tower skin right now.
Make up a tower skin.
Yeah. I'll
Okay.
pick it. Not you, Butter.
The
Danny.
answer is obvious.
What was your?
No,
I got
you
one.
both
I got
pick.
one in my
Alright.
head already.
All right, do yours.
If I wanted, okay, so what I would want to do is a sort of like a what do you call it? Like a furnace-y, like Vulcan-y themed cannonball tower. So it'd have like exhaust and like flames shooting out of the back of it and stuff like that, and
Oh,
it would
man.
launch these like
It's like a
flame covered.
motorcycle themed or like
Not
more
motorcycle,
like
but like a
rustic.
yeah, like a furnace, like a fantasy furnace, you
Okay.
know, like a cauldron-y, furnace-y. All these words are terrible, but
I
lots of
think I
flames
can
and lots of
envision it.
exhaust and
Flames
fucking
and
smoke.
exhaust, smoke and flames.
Yeah,
and
that'd be cool.
giant cannonballs.
Giant, yeah.
What about yours, Butter?
Yeah, what were you gonna say?
The answer is obviously a barricade.
That's not a
That's
skin.
true,
That's
a
a whole.
barricade.
Okay, but
But
that's
I
like a
can-
whole.
You can make it just look
Yeah,
like a
it's
bear.
Just a bear. It's just a bear, like just sitting
What if
there,
what if it's
laying
a
down,
oh man,
and then
all
it
right,
just
no,
swipes
I have
it.
a better idea. What if it's a
God, did we
really
like-
what if it's a really tiny bear inside of a clear barricade? Like you have a barricade that's made out of glass.
And it's just like a
So
trapped
it's-
bear
you just have
inside
a
of it.
trapped little bear.
And it
just
swipes out
walks-
every once in a
No,
while.
it just walks back and forth like it doesn't know what's going on, and
That'd
it's
be-
just been put inside this barricade.
It'd be sad, man. You feel bad for that bear.
You feel really bad. People totally buy it.
You really want to know what happens when the thing goes down.
So guys, when we do tower skins, we are going to be doing community votes on the first 4 tower skins. Like it says, if you got the collector's pack or you're in the defense council really early on, you will be able to participate in that. And it will be really exciting when you get them. We're always talking about it. We're actually just talking about it. So it's definitely something we're going to do. We have to obviously balance working on game features, which is a lot of stuff that's going in the next patch, versus the costumes and cosmetics and all those different things. So we have some questions about the endgame metagame. Is there any intent to balance defense so that things like Cannonball and Harpoon are more viable in comparison? Yeah. I think the goal is to make there be builds for everything that's viable. So this patch is a step closer to that with the 8 new builds that are in the game with all the Harbinger weapons. So these are all really powerful. So they're going to make people kind of use the existing builds and then the spooky builds and then these ones as well. And then going into the future with kind of the split build philosophy, there's going to be a lot more things in the game, so I think it'll be really exciting.
Awesome.
I know I'm really excited for another Cannonball build. I love the Cannonball Tower.
Wait,
I want a Skyguard build that just wrecks the whole map. It makes suspends. Imagine this. Okay, a Skyguard build that suspends everything in the air. Like when it reaches a cooldown, it's just
that'd be awesome.
everything's floating, kind of like slow motion, like.
That would be pretty cool. You just tell-
Like-
And then it just
Bring back-
zaps all of them. It's like zoo, 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 zoo,
Bring
zoo.
back Guiders and Sky.
that would be actually really
That'd
Bring
be
back
really
Guiders
cool.
and Sky Gardens, but call it like anti-gravity or something.
Anti-gravity, yeah, that would be awesome. So guys, if you're wondering about the 200 gems for the newsletter, so those get sent out every Monday. So the way we do that is we kind of take a look at who all signed up for the newsletter from Monday to Monday. And then every Monday, you can talk to our wonderful community manager, Josh Isom. He sends out basically an email to all the new group of people that tuned in. So if you did apply on a Tuesday, it will take about a whole week to get your gems. So I do apologize for that. But it was the fastest and best way for us to get that up. Sweet. All right, guys. Well, after this wave, that will be end the stream. We left some final questions. Thank all of you for tuning in. We hope you have a lot of fun when you play the new patch on the 15th. And yeah, guys, make sure to let your friends know. Tell everyone to know to come back. We'd love to see all the feedback on the new patch. This is our biggest patch since
Yeah.
I think since we hit free to play in October, which is super exciting.
Yeah.
And guys, remember, tell your friends to join the Steam group and unlock the Galactic weapons. So we have another question here, which is about how the Frost Towers work. So we actually, the Frost Towers, that particular build purposely doesn't buff towers and buffs traps and attrition-based weapons because that's kind of its unique niche. And the problem with it isn't that it does that, but that there's not other stuff that does other things.
Right.
So what we're doing is focusing on adding other things into the game that will make other tower builds as OP, as fun, as effective as that one. So it is kind of, it's an early access game, so it is like, oh, half of it's here. Where's the other half? And that's some of the stuff that we're working on.
We got stuff.
Are you gonna?
Oh man, where'd he go?
Wait, really?
Yeah,
He's too big?
I see him. No, he got teleported back and now he just doesn't want to face it.
Oh man, see, that's how awesome.
Super sad.
That's how awesome the training dummy is. He just teleports them
He's
back and
leaving.
they get stuck.
He's always.
I'm done with this. I'm leaving.
He's always hated the training.
Guys, if you want to sign up for the newsletter, all you have to do is jump into the main menu of Dungeon Defenders 2, hit sign up for newsletter button, and you'll get sent to the Google form where you can sign up. Sweet. All right, thanks guys. I think that's it for the stream. Remember, join the Steam group. Begin the